Hello again. Welcome back to Bungusville. Now, two things actually. One, is it weird to play a different game's soundtrack in these videos? Because this is just some mix of chilled RuneScape music. So let me know. Two, I played a little bit that I didn't record. Bungusville had, as we knew, some traffic issues. So, I spent some time. Well, for a start, I built some prefab interchanges, just the two, along our little stretch of highway. Another thing I did was to connect to the other highway leading off the map, because that will lead to an off-map connection to Round Rock. And we get a lot of people from our neighborhoods leaving to both Round Rock and Pomeroy, and not having that connected was, I think, sending them all to Pomeroy instead, or forcing essentially all off-map traffic to come from one of two directions, Milford or Pomeroy up here. So connecting this gave it another kind of avenue, I think, anyway. The other thing, though, aside from that, was the implementation of a number of band-aid fixes in the form of roundabouts. High traffic junctions do perform a lot better if you turn them into a roundabout like this one here. If we just run the game, it will smooth this out, but it will not fix the underlying problem. Because the problem stems from further along. So in this episode, I'm going to be starting to work with some transit. I think we could certainly use some bus lines. I do have 3 development points, because whilst I was fixing this traffic stuff, I just obviously kind of passively earned some experience just for the simulation running whilst I was testing it out. And I will just say, I know that some people will think, well, you should have just recorded that, I would watch that, but the reason I didn't is because I physically cannot speak while I do it. Okay, physically is the wrong word. I cannot mentally work on traffic jams in Cities Skylines and also talk. So it would have just been, it was about half an hour of just no commentary gameplay, which isn't really what we're trying to do here. Also, I genuinely just, if I do have anything to say, it's not relaxed, it's just me kind of anxiously being like, oh, this isn't working, oh, this is bad. Anyway, one of the other things I did is that I put an elementary school in this neighborhood, so that because we only had one elementary school over here, so people from over here were having to cross all the way over to here. So by giving them nearer options, that helps out. I also zoned way too much higher density over here all along this one same street. That was causing a lot of problems. So I basically just need to kind of learn to be a little bit better about zoning that kind of thing. Like, it's pretty bad here. This is all medium density housing along the back here. But the low rent housing is like twice as populated. Yeah, more so in fact. So zoning too much of this low rent housing caused pretty huge problems. Zoning too much of it in the same place, that is. So it would obviously be much wiser to to spread that out somewhat. But yeah, let's start with some transit. I do have access to trains. Do we have a rail connection? Surely we have a rail connection. Don't call me Shirley. I don't actually think we do. I don't know where the nearest... There must be a rail connection. That's power. That's a highway. Oh, I guess there's no rail connection to the outside world. That's a shame. I would have liked to do cargo via rail. And this is supposed to be a European style map as well, so it really should. I'm not well, that's I find that to be a shame. I find that to be a shame. Unless I'm just missing it, but I don't see how I would. I don't think there's a rail connection, sadly. Well, I'll be. Obviously, we're kind of incentivized. Well, incentivized is the wrong word. We have the option of a port, so I can do water instead, and I will still want to unlock the train so that I can run trams anyway. Some absolutely insane noise outside just then. No big deal. Yeah, so I will want a harbour, but we're still a few map tiles away from that. I mean, realistically, it's going to be like this, which I can totally afford, but I don't know whether I want to do that just yet. I'm not exactly sure how I would really even make use of it. So I'm going to leave that for now, and instead spend some time just focusing on bus lines. So a bus depot is 150,000. Oh, we're making like 200,000 simoleons. About 200,000 money per month at the moment. So I can afford to spend. I don't know whether I'm going to need to run bus lanes just yet, or... Oh wow, there's bicycle lanes. I didn't realise I could have bicycle lanes. That's pretty cool though. Does it encourage people to use bikes? Because that would be cool. Well, for a start, I'm going to put up some sound barriers on the highway. Sorry, I'm just kind of realizing that there's a lot of stuff here that I probably wanted to be using, but wasn't. There we go. Can I take a look at a noise pollution overview here and see whether that really did much for me? Well, I would have probably had to check how bad it was before. Anyway. Right, so a bus depot can just be basically anywhere. The buses are all just going to occasionally come into here, so I'm just going to I'll pop it over. Yeah, I'm going to put it here near the power station. Good stuff. It costs quite a bit to run. Wow, it costs enormous amounts to run. Crazy. Well, That's buses. So now, yeah, I can do small bus stations, or simply, you know, bus lines. Man, I want to do some bike lanes. Like if I just stick a bike lane. I'm not sure it's a great idea to cross there, so I'm gonna have those bike lanes end there. And then pick back up on this this ring here. Now there was a bus station, a bus stop with bike stands, so I guess we can have buses drop off over here. Probably near a crossing. Because a lot of people come to this commercial zoning. So if I put a bus stop there, and a bus stop in here, and these people are going to be headed to industrial. I should probably just do this during the day. It's quite hard to look at right now. So that's the office park. So we'll put a bus stop there, and then one for the industrial. Let's say over here. And then for our other industrial, over here, just outside the depot. That makes sense. It looks like I don't... Can I add a public transit lane? No, okay. Doesn't look like it anyway. There's no roads with a built-in public transit lane. I thought there was on in Skylines 1, isn't there? It's best not to think about what you had in Skylines 1. Oh, there is dedicated bike parking. That's very convenient. Yeah, I could have sworn there was a dedicated... Well, or rather there were just roads with built-in public transit lanes, but... Oh, I can add them. Okay, there we go. I figured it out. I figured it out. So will that... that would replace that entire lane. So if I wanted to have a bus lane on one of these roads, I would have to... it would need to be a 4-lane at least. So I'm probably going to end up doing that for some of these. Okay, we have traffic. Oh, but, I mean, to be fair, it's because there was an accident. Well, that sucks. One of the things that I actually needed to make is a road maintenance depot. Because they, apparently they clean up accidents. So, let's pop one over here. And see what good it does us. I'm assuming it's going to cost us plenty. These things always do. Yeah, I've quickly started to whittle away at the nice income I had. Okay, yeah, the road maintenance vehicles are headed out to do their foul bidding. Whatever that means. Apparently it just means kind of stopping every now and then. Well, hopefully they'll be able to resolve this. Come on guys, when you get in an accident, if you can move your car, move it off the road. Everybody knows that. Look what you've done. All these people are trying to get home from work. Look what you've done. You've ruined their evenings. There we go. It's finally cleared up. So now you can see how this, as a roundabout, flows reasonably well. But will still back up at, you know, rush hour type times. Just because, I mean, just because. So I did find the bike storage. Where did I find that? Yeah, here you go. So I want to put a bike parking area over there and over there on each side of this pedestrian walkway, hoping that people will kind of ride their bikes, you know, up to those bike shelters. I guess I need bike lanes on either side of this though, don't I? For some reason, I can't add one here. I guess it's because of the bus stop, it looks like. Which is weird, I don't know why you couldn't have a bus stop and a bike lane, but the city's gods have deemed it impossible. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and extend these bike lanes all the way down to here and then do another bike parking or a bicycle store there, because I want people to be able to ride their bikes along to here, to this industrial zoning, which means I need a pedestrian crossing as well. I'm getting a bit sidetracked here, but I realised that I placed those bus stops and never actually designed the lines, but it's because I was busy. Well, wait, no, it's because I'm busy now. I also learned slightly better how to make a pedestrian crossing, but only slightly. Only very slightly. Oops, not quite what I meant. Sometimes the continuous tool works in very mysterious ways. Most mysterious indeed. Wait, this isn't right. This isn't right at all. I basically want to just cross diagonally over here. I mean, just bang a 6.25 meter pedestrian crossing over here. Slope too steep. Oh, okay. There's some weirdness over there. Well, that's strange. There you go. This This is a bit large, but it will do the job. If I could join that. There we go, yeah, like I say, that's a bit... It seems like a bit much, but it accomplishes the task. Alright. That traffic did clear up. I mean, I know that it just eventually despawns, so of course it cleared up, but nonetheless, I'm going to take that as a win. Now let's do the bus lines. So, what I want to have is a bus line that leads to this industrial, these offices, and back home, and then one that goes the same but to this, and another that goes to this industrial and back home, and another that goes from this to this industrial and back home. I think that that will do pretty much everything I need for bus lines. And now we get to kind of see whether or not they serve their purpose. Well, the dreaded has happened, and I had my microphone muted for a very long time there. I knew it was only a matter of time before I did that. But, thankfully all you missed was, me setting up bus lines. And the number of buses that they use. I knew that would happen in one of these recordings eventually. Thankfully I noticed just in time to reach a new milestone. So, we unlocked the ability to ban heavy traffic in certain districts if we want. I have 9 development points. I should probably make some use of these. How exactly? Well, I'm going to go ahead and unlock the recycling plant. And perhaps... Indeed. What's the benefit of having telecoms? I mean, presumably it just makes people happy. I definitely want to unlock trams, but I feel like it might be a hair early for that. I'm going to unlock water because obviously we're going to want that pretty soon. Let's unlock the college. And for the rest, I'm just going to hold on to... I'm going to hold on to some points. Okay, here we go. It's like 5:30. Or 5:30. And there's no real hideous traffic. The off-ramp for the highway here is a little rough. And these are just people going to homes, pretty much. But it's not looking too bad right now. This junction is still a little slow, back up towards the highway. Definitely wouldn't support much more traffic, but I don't think I'm ever going to give it that much more. I mean, it will get more dense here, somewhat, as the buildings upgrade. But I would say that traffic is in a pretty good spot right now. There's definitely still some pain points. But, it's completely manageable right now. A lot of people walking all the way back from this bus stop right now. Or this, bus station, rather. Look at them all. Going home. they go to a high school in Pomeroy? Oh, we don't have a high school. Perhaps that is why I have so many people going off map. Because I don't have a highway. Sorry, I don't have a highway. I don't have a high school. At some point I'll build a harbour for, man, this rain effect is... sorry, snow effect is crazy. Garbage is piling up at the coal power plant. That's weird. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The landfill is full. So I need... Oh god, the incineration plant costs $1 million. Alright, well, more landfill it is then. Oh, how dreadful. I'm just going to have to put a landfill over here as well. Oh, it's going to be so expensive as well. I need to make more money. Could I have actually just increased the landfill zone of this one? Oh, I could, dang it. I would certainly have rather... I would certainly rather do that than run two garbage. Two landfills. Because that's a lot of upkeep that I don't need to spend. Yeah. And yeah, we need to make some more money, basically. Luckily, there is quite a bit of demand for industrial and some for office right now, so I can kind of increase my income from taxation without actually having to increase my population and therefore traffic. Let's see how much this moves the needle, just zoning that one small block. No, that pretty much took care of all of the industrial demand we had, so that's not great, but alright. Let's put a couple offices here. Suspect we're not going to need to zone much of this either. We do have commercial demand as well right now. So let's go ahead and put something on this roundabout here. I really hope it builds a gas station, but only time will tell. In my kind of traffic nightmare, a lot of zoning got removed from this arterial road. Well, this shouldn't really be an arterial road. No, I guess that's maybe... I don't know. It should really be like a collector. I think I got the structure of these two neighborhoods is not... This one is more correct, I think. This one got a bit wibbly-wobbly. And there's kind of an arterial running directly through a neighborhood. Anyway. Yeah. Things didn't quite go fully right there. I think maybe what I could do is replace some of the low density here with medium density. Just in little pieces. Just carefully. You know? Trying to create these mixed neighborhoods where the people in the medium density are really jealous of the people that have their own detached lots. Whoa. The Polaris Suites have been unlocked. Residents will enjoy the atmosphere of this smooth, luxurious building. Oh, will they now? Well, it increases well-being in the surrounding area, so yes, I guess they will. I guess I'll build it there. Why not? I'm sure there's a good reason why not. I'm gonna build a parking lot across the road, because that just seems like a good idea. We are now actually losing money. So if I, hopefully, if I speed time up a little bit here, that will change. As some of this medium density is built and some more taxpayers move in. And also as these offices are built. I will tentatively say though that I think for now traffic is solved, and the solution somehow wasn't to add more lanes. I'm not sure what went wrong there. It really should have been solved by just adding more lanes, but whatever, I'm not going to question it. And yes, we are now in fact making money again. Just by getting more people, more businesses. Good stuff. So let's run the simulation for a hot minute here. See where we get to. I definitely need to unlock the incinerator plant, unfortunately. But it is very expensive. Yeah, it costs $1 million. So I'm not actually going to be able to make it in the immediate future. At least not without doing some budgetary trimming. I could probably actually, no, I was going to say I could probably cut our power consumption, or power production rather, but I don't actually think I could. Oh, my bike parking is apparently at capacity. Or near capacity? No, it's not. No, it's not. I don't know. Oh, that's availability. Right. It's not near capacity. It's barely used, actually. Yeah, it's the opposite. It's the opposite of what I thought. Man, this snow sucks. It's so ugly. The weather effect, like right in front of the camera, is really annoying. I'm not sure if there's much I can do about that, sadly. It's just like it's just a huge texture over the camera. It's really, really ugly. Oh, yeah. Wow, quite a lot of people live here. Let's speed things up and think. What am I thinking about? Well, I'm thinking about stuff and things, you know? I have a transportation overview. Oh, there's the button right down there. Okay, I was thinking earlier that was a crazy, terrible, terribly hard to access interface, and there you go, I found it now properly. I don't want to just throw myself at making another neighborhood. It really doesn't feel kind of ready for that. I do need a high school. But it's 150,000. It's so expensive. Currently everybody's just, as I said, going off map to do that. I'm not sure if that's costing me anything. But it would probably be wise. I'm going to have to build a high school, aren't I? Yeah. So I'm going to put a small high school up here. And we'll see how that goes. It's got a capacity for 400 students. Hopefully it doesn't cause horrific traffic with people trying to get to it. If it does, then I'll have to just move it to somewhere more accessible. I'm hoping that the vast majority of people will just walk here, though. Oh, I can actually just limit it to certain districts. Ah, very good. Okay, hang on. Now that I know that, I'm going to do that for these elementary schools. Ah, very good. Very good. What is this 1% dropout rate for elementary school? Oh my goodness. Come on, guys. What the hell? I should probably unlock sports parks. Oh, I don't have enough points for it. I do want to unlock park maintenance, though, because I should probably make some. People should probably be happy. Tiny park. Wow, and it really is tiny. They weren't kidding. My goodness. Well, I'll put it next to the school. Urban Parkette. There you go. Enjoy. Because I think the majority of our population growth, and therefore also income growth for the next little while here, will probably come from houses upgrading. Everybody's poor. I want people to be wealthier so they pay more tax, dang it. Oh my goodness. It's sea shanty too. Where's the boat? Where's the nearest boat? I'm sure I've seen boats out here. There's one. It's only appropriate. So this is carrying, what's that? 370 tons? Yeah, 370 tons of cargo. And there was actually somewhere that I could see my my cargo stuff. Where was it? Oh, it was in transportation here. Yeah, I'm currently transporting 1,500 tons per month by road. So offloading some of that to a port would, well, it wouldn't take trucks off the roads necessarily, but it would let me have more control over, well, it would let me split it. It would do more to take load off of the highways, which isn't necessarily that valuable a thing for me, because, I mean, my highways are basically completely clear. It's just not really the problem. So educating these students will presumably have fairly broadly reaching effects. Citizens' education level affects wages and garbage production. Higher education equals higher pay and less garbage. Interesting. You heard it here first, folks. Poorly educated people just produce masses of more trash, apparently. So I can add a... I can add a waste recycling unit to this, but all that does is lowers the ground pollution, which isn't, I mean, I need to be able to actually lower the amount stored, so I think really an incinerator is my only option. What other specialized industries do we have actually good access to? We have some fertile ground. I would need to get a couple of tiles, I think. I could do some forestry. Let's do some forestry. Why not? It's basically just dead space otherwise, so why not? See what that does for us. Oh, we've suddenly got a massive uptick in office demand. That's surprising, but okay. I guess that's from houses upgrading and more people moving in. We also have a little bit more demand for industrial, so let's fulfill that with this. Okay, that's done that job. Now, how about this? I could see this junction getting pretty bad pretty quickly. And I may have shot myself in the foot by putting this road maintenance depot here. Something is in the way of this taking a roundabout. And I actually don't really know what it is. Oh, I do. It's the, hang on, let me adjust the borders of this away from that corner. There we go. Just preemptively putting a roundabout in there. It's somewhat confusing that you can't just put... Never mind, you can absolutely put bicycle paths. Kind of independently, because, like, I could just put a bikeway over the highway here, or under the highway, whichever, I guess. Divided wide pedestrian bicycle path. One of my favorite things about the city I live in is its trails. So, kind of, why not, to some extent, replicate that in cities? So if I perhaps did something like this, kind of just spur off of there. I wish it joined the path properly, but okay, we'll just pretend that's reasonable. Would it would it join better if that wasn't on a roundabout? Yes, okay, well, there you go then. And then just do continuous curves, and we're just going to kind of meander vaguely along the highway for now. And yeah, I think we're going to go underneath, if I could. Yeah. I probably went much further underneath than I needed to there. Why did that have to join at such an ugly angle? Come on. There you go. It's a bit better. I know that using Move It for stuff like this can actually create some problems. In fact, it crashed my game earlier, but you know, it looks pretty, so it is what it is. We'll pop a road connection down here. And we'll go around here as well. It's funny, you know, whenever I've played this before, often on Twitch. Oops, didn't go deep enough there. That's what she said. When I've played this before online, I don't know how many meters. Okay, 6.25 is how far underneath the highway I need to go. When I've played this before, people have always been like, oh my goodness, you're putting in bike infrastructure in a North American style city. What are you doing? You're crazy. But like, actually the cycling infrastructure here is really pretty good. I would actually maybe say it's better than in the UK. I'm sorry if that upsets your previously held notions of what it was like over here. I'm going to go ahead and do a... I'm going to put bike paths onto the road here. Oh, there's a moose. What are you doing here? Wait, why is there tree? There's also trees in the road. Bungusville is crazy. We're kind of back to making money hand over fist again, thankfully. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I was going to put some bicycle paths along here. Basically just so that people can just get to work by bike. That would be good. And we'll do some bike parking here. I think just these small or medium bike storage places are probably most of the time enough. And they fit in so nicely in little spots like here. Hey look, there's somebody on a bike. Destination, hilly playground. So they... Okay, they're coming from over here somewhere. They're going to bike all the way along here to use this playground. I think maybe I should put some parks over in Barlow Field. A dog park, for example, would be good. Another thing, you don't have dog parks in the UK. Well, I'm sure that's not true, but they are nowhere near as common. Where could I squeeze in a park? There, yeah. Let's pop one over here somewhere would be good. I'll just put one on this roundabout. That's nice. Good stuff. So this is now actually making money. That's very good. I mean, that just seems like a very good way to monetize otherwise dead space. And presumably provide at least some employment. Probably not much. But something. Yeah, 13 employees at most. The mine only employs 11 people. Alright, cool. I'm feeling good about this. This is good right now. This is good. I am gonna have to think about another neighborhood pretty soon, but I think that I need to run the simulation, make some money, and deal with my landfill problem. So I'm thinking maybe the wise thing to do is pause my recording while I let some cash build up so that I can make a recycling plant and or incinerator to get rid of my nearly full, or get rid of some garbage from my nearly full landfill. Yeah, I gotta do that. I've just unpaused the recording because something is happening. As my citizens become more educated, some of the industrial buildings are running out of, running out of people, running out of workers, basically, which means I probably need to build more offices and, you know, de-zone some of my industrial, I suppose. Yeah, just an interesting thing that's happening right now in Bungusville. We are steadily building up some bank right now. And the rate at which we earn is only increasing. But yeah, this is an interesting thing to be happening. And obviously there are a number of ways to resolve that problem. One of which would be sorry, my train of thought was interrupted by these meese walking through town like it's no big deal. One of the ways to resolve this would be to make some low-income housing. I don't know whether or not that necessarily plays a role. I don't, whether, you know, if a household is low income, does it mean they're less likely to become educated? That I don't know. And also, at the same time, should I be limiting the education of a neighborhood? This is starting to feel very, again, political. Can't help but think. The same thing happens in my Songs of Six playthrough. When I just can't help but think. Every now and then, these games, they make you do some stuff that when you really think about it, comes across a certain kind of way, let's say. Yeah, I basically just don't have enough poorly educated citizens right now. I suppose I could get some people moved in. in some higher density housing. I mean, at least they would probably arrive less educated. It might not stay that way, but they would be when they got here. I don't really have anywhere that I want to zone. I suppose I can fit a couple of buildings in there and not feel too bad about it. I should probably provide these buildings with a car park as well. So, well, that's a really tiny car park, but a lot of tiny car parks adds up, doesn't it? I mean, that barely made a dent on the demand for housing right now. Me when I'm the UK government, not building any houses. I think we could probably stand to put some medium and high density in here. I just need to stick to what I was saying earlier about being a little bit careful how I do this, because I don't want to just cause the problem that I had before, basically. I'm also going to experiment with some of this mixed housing here where it's got commercial on the bottom, because we do also have a lot of commercial demand. But yeah, you have to be extra careful with this stuff because it obviously creates not only residential traffic but also commercial traffic, delivery trucks. Wow, unreliable mail service is making some people incredibly unhappy right now. I mean, I suppose I could build a post office. If it would please my citizens, then I shall do it. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll just put a little post office there and see what difference it makes, if any. That costs 75,000. Excuse me? That costs 75,000. Alright, if you say so. I'm not buying it, but if you say so. Oh yeah, the unreliable mail service really is upsetting these people, though. I believe there was a post-sorting facility. Presumably that would help. Post vans pick up mail from mailboxes around the city. So I have to build mailboxes? Huh. Okay. Does that do anything for you? Mail service availability. Processing. 0 per month. My goodness. Okay, we've... Okay, yeah, there you go. We are now up to 151,000 per month. But I'm assuming I'm going to need a couple more mailboxes at least. I'm trying to put them in relatively sensible locations. Where was it that I could see that? Or those stats? Kind of lost them. Presumably by clicking on a mailbox, but I can't. There's one. Where can I see my mail information? No, that's... yeah, post. There you go. So, the mail accumulation or the post service coverage... I'm looking for... okay, what I'm looking at is mail accumulation. Businesses, especially commercial and office companies, send and receive more mail than private citizens. Okay, so I had best put some mailboxes here. I didn't really realize this was a thing, but I suppose it makes sense. So the coverage of these buildings is still really bad. I'm assuming it will get better over time, but it's because they have a load of post built up from all of this time without any access to a postal service. Well, I guess I'll check back in on that at some point and see if it's really changed at all. Oh, great. Oh my goodness, we're making so much more money all of a sudden. I don't know what I did to bring that number up quite so far, but I'll take it, obviously. There's a lot of people parking here. Is this because of the... are they using the bus station? I'm actually going to move that to the right side of the road there, because I don't want people crossing over the other lane to get to it, since I'm assuming most of them will be coming from this neighborhood. They may just be parked there because they live across the road here, but that seems awfully far away. But yeah, these medium density houses just don't actually have any attached parking. Like, a lot of the low income houses do actually have attached parking. Alright, buddy. And this is full. Yeah, I think I actually just need to provide a lot more parking than I currently am. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. It's just so America. You do have a lot of parking lots over here. Oh hey, first bit of traffic in a while. This roundabout's being jammed up. And it's tailing back way across here. Oh, actually no, those are all just parked cars. It's only this far back. What exactly is causing that? I don't really know. I mean, a lot of people are stopping to let people cross the road, and that's causing some problems, but the majority of it is just people pulling into these parking lots. Could I maybe tempt them to park over here? I was kind of hoping there would be a... there we go. There is a parking lot in this shape, basically. Well... I mean, the pedestrians crossing the road are part of the problem. I'm not sure I have a great way of resolving that. I could put a underpass in. That's an incredibly annoying noise. So if I just went 6.25 meters underground, and did that, they can only access that park from the front, unfortunately, so this is still slightly awkward, but then I can go back underground again. And just make this like that as well. Go back above ground over here. What is in the way here? Oh, I didn't go far enough underground. I didn't go a long enough distance underground is what I mean to say. I think I can resolve that kind of after the fact, thankfully. By just moving some stuff. Hold on. Don't do anything. Okay, that still looks pretty awkward, actually. Awkward enough for me to fix it? No, I don't think so. So that's an insanely awkward way of solving that problem, but I believe it does fix that problem. As long as I then actually get rid of these pedestrian crossings there as well. If I can, there we go. Because they have a way across that road underground now without disrupting traffic. I'll just keep an eye on it. Is it really 2 in the morning right now? It looks very light. This game's weather and lighting is really weird. Alright, we still have insatiable demand for residential, but I am also still quite reluctant to zone much more of that. I'm going to put a big fat parking lot here to try and just again take some of these parked cars away from all over the place as they are right now. This high school is now at capacity, and I could extend it, but like I don't think there's much reason to, because I already have a problem with all of my workers educating themselves out of lucrative industrial careers. I'm going to go ahead and put a parking lot. If I could find the right one, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and put some parking lots here. These are really ugly, I know, and at some point I will probably try and beautify things a little bit, but I'm being a utilitarian right now. Lack of labor. Yeah, there's just not enough poorly educated people. Just get educated people to do the uneducated labor. That's what we do in the real world. Have you tried that? So a lot of these are getting pretty high level at this point. So that's good. What could I do to... Well, they don't have any entertainment and they have no internet. How terrible. So that's where server farms and telecoms towers would help out. I think realistically I'm going to be using telecoms towers because I just have this like uphill zone here where I can just blast signal down at everybody from. I'm kind of just still letting a load of cash build up, by the way, in case this wasn't incredibly obvious. Yeah, a lot of our kind of cross-town traffic right now is people coming to this commercial district from over here, despite having plenty of commercial of their own. I guess they just like this commercial district over here better. Booze, food, textiles. Come on, they got a Fatty Bite over here. They should all just be eating at Fatty Bite every day, shouldn't they? I hate how much parking is happening over here. Like, I don't know... Where do you live? They live all the way over here. What are they parked over there for? It's crazy. They just park their cars in anywhere they can find. Who knows what they're doing? Highly educated and well-educated adults just parking their cars on the seafront all day, every day. I'm sure they have their reasons. But what they are, I do not know. How are we looking for power? Not bad, not bad. Not great, but not bad either. I could probably take some industrial traffic just down the river, couldn't I? I don't really want to spend 420,000 on a harbour right now, but yeah, I'm actually really well set up to put one on this. I don't think that I should, because it will create a lot of traffic on Evergreen Street here. Oh, also, it's not actually enough. That one is... It would be just big enough here. For the ship's kind of turning radius. But it would look very silly. I think I'm just going to save it until I have access to over here. We've got yet more office demand, so I'm going to keep fulfilling demand for office space because it makes money. And I like money. There are many things I like more than money, but I sure do like money. I just have to keep making it so I can start burning garbage so that I can stop thinking about the landfill just eternally filling up. If I remember correctly, the incineration plant will cost us quite a lot of money. Yeah, 84,000 a month to run. But, I mean, it is what it is. You gotta do it. I don't know where I'll put it. Where can I see wind direction? Well, air pollution will do it. There you go. I guess I'll probably put it... over here somewhere, I suppose. So I'm probably going to be expanding residential. Mostly up into this space. And I'll try and keep industrial downwind, essentially. We have a weird thing going on at the moment where all of the higher density buildings are on the outside of this little ring road. King Street, which actually isn't a ring, come to think of it. But, you know, no big deal. They're waiting for a hearse. Oh, there's a point. I never made a crematorium, so... Oh, okay, the small cemetery is nowhere near full. Well, that's good. Presumably, it can access over there, right? Maybe? Oh yeah, there you go. It went and picked it up eventually. It was just a long way away. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. So our population is actually going down at the moment. Which isn't like a problem necessarily. As long as it's like stable and not like actually decreasing. I'm legitimately scared of zoning more residential. Because it means potentially creating hideous traffic. But I think I do quite simply need to make another neighborhood. And it could be a good thing to do whilst I wait for the money to build up some more as well. It's crazy that our monthly balance is plus 500,000. And I'm just desperately waiting to hit 1 million right now so I can make an incinerator. Anyway. Yeah, I think that our kind of population expansion is going to happen up here first. So if I wanted to unlock these 4 tiles, it's going to eat 76,000 a month and 180 up front. Just these two, kind of might be enough for a while, to be fair. The main thing is it kind of limits me in what I can do with like highway connections. Because I think the ideal way to run this would be trying to look at kind of my road layout. I'm basically going to want to spur off of this here. Come and do neighborhood over here. Probably a neighborhood on the inside here as well. And then come around like this is I think what I would like to do. But to do that I would need so many more tiles unlocked. So I think maybe the move is to unlock these 3 for now. Oh, it eats 150,000 of my built-up money. I think I'm gonna have to just leave it until I can make this incinerator, because the people that move in are just gonna make more garbage. Yeah. I think I best just pause the recording until I can make an incinerator. So, yeah, I'll rejoin you in a moment. Alright, it occurred to me that I should just take a loan. If I took 350k, that gives me 1.1 milli. So I took a small loan of $3,500. Wait, $350,000 or simoleons. And now I can just bang down a incinerator and just, well, and just get incinerating. Conveniently, I do also get a milestone for doing so. We're now a busy town, which unlocks the gated community district. Interesting. That gave us a load of development points, some of which I'm going to use to unlock telecoms towers, and some of which I'm going to use to unlock sports parks. If you can hear a weird clicking occasionally, by the way, I had to bring Dina upstairs because she'd been downstairs on her own for too long while I was recording this, because it's rather gone on a bit. This particular recording session. I forgot that these produce electricity. So this is going to go and send out some vehicles. To go and get, well actually I think I need to set this to empty. Is that right? Start emptying. So this can store 3 kilotons of garbage. This could only store 1.4, so everything that's in there will be able to go to the incineration plant. It's interesting that this says it has 3 kilotons of storage and a processing speed of 3,000 tons per month. Isn't that 3 kilotons? Slightly confusing. Anyway, this costs an insane amount of money. The maintenance is 84,000, but the wages are 120,000. So that's eaten rather substantially into our income. I would love to see it do anything. I'm assuming it's not currently doing anything because it's the middle of the night, though. Which I suppose is fair enough. Alright, now that it's online, just past midnight, well, maybe it's not actually running, it just kind of looks like it is. So it can be upgraded to just have more trucks, more storage, or an additional incinerator. I don't need to do any of that. How many trucks does this run? 15, and this runs 38, so that's good. It will create a lot of traffic. A lot of garbage trucks are going to be going in and out of this area that's currently only got one connection to the road. It may be wise to create a little one-way road to get over to the highway. I remember from at least I think I remember from the traffic mod for Cities Skylines 1. I swear it had like a service vehicle road, so you could essentially make special roads just for your, well, service vehicles, obviously. Okay, that was obviously meant to be curved. there's actually no reason for this part to be one way. I could actually just treat this as an expansion of this industrial area, since that will probably eventually be necessary. Where eventually is actually maybe relatively soon. Okay, so telecom tower. What's the difference between a telecom tower and a radio mast? Other than it doing a lot more and having more range. Well, I'm definitely going to want to make one. It would, wow, that would do a lot. I don't know whether or not altitude does anything for this. I would have thought so, but it just has a 5 kilometer range. So maybe it's not affected at all. This is a 1 kilometer, oh, that's doing very little. So yeah, I'm probably just going to have a telecoms tower up here. I'm just going to go ahead and place that now. It cost 150,000, but it's going to make some people very happy because they now have, well, presumably at some point, internet. There you go. Reliable internet service, +5. Yeah, so that's done a lot. I'm just waiting for these, for the garbage trucks to start flowing out of this incineration plant. Because I really want to see that landfill emptying. So I've got like I have 350,000 worth of loans right now. Yes, 350,000. I want to clear that kind of sooner than later. I hate having loans in these games. I had a particular workers and resources save where I got into an absolutely horrific debt spiral. It was bad. Do I need to deactivate this? Will this then start working? I don't understand why it's not doing anything. It's got 60 employees. This is set to empty. I don't know why nothing is happening with the incineration plant. I mean, if I don't select an operating district, it will just run everywhere, yes? Yes, okay. Can we work, please? Because, I mean, the garbage trucks are just out collecting garbage. Just like normal. But I have set this to empty. Yeah. But is it? But is it, though? That is my question. Is it? Because this is doing nothing right now, and I do not know why. It doesn't have a connection to the road. I think. Is that right? That was right. I feel like it could have told me. Was it telling me that? I feel like I needed to know that. Well, there you go. Look at all those garbage trucks flow out of it. So there you go. That will now, well, hopefully go and collect all of the garbage from this landfill. And I'm assuming now I can switch that off, and these will still be able to collect from it. Can I see its, there you go, yeah. I can now see where it's sending trucks to. Although, just barely. It draws the tiniest little blue line to the garbage trucks. So what I need to see is whether they're going to this landfill or not. Well, we'll see if progress is made. It's at 1.22 kilotons right now. And yeah, there you go. I can see a garbage truck now routing to it. Very good. So this is... no, never mind. That's a hatchback. My bad. Well, I'll just keep an eye on the amount in that landfill. Because I'm assuming I don't need to have it running for it to be emptied, but I could be wrong. We'll find out, I guess. This is getting its first loads of garbage now. And it begins processing. Very good. And it's producing, like, just under 4 megawatts, 3.8 megawatts of electricity, which I guess we'll just be exporting. Yeah. Well, that's fine though. I don't mind, obviously. Have we made a noticeable poo effect yet? Wait, did I do my waters the wrong way around? I think I did my water pumping the wrong way around. I absolutely did. I'm dumping poo upstream. Well, you know, this isn't a big deal. Well, I'll upgrade it so that it actually produces less less wastewater in the first place, or less polluting wastewater in the first place, and then I'll move on to actual water purification later anyway, so it's not a big deal. He says, hoping it's not a big deal. Alright. There you go, 1.13. The landfill is being emptied. Very good. So now, we're making 475k a month, so I can afford to unlock some tiles. And I think I want to do that, which is going to cost us 100,000 a month and a big fat load up front, but I mean, that's how it goes. Yeah, that is how it goes. So I'm going to try and be good about making this work properly. I'm not kidding when I say that it actually gives me some degree of nervousness to start planning a new a new set of neighborhoods, or a new neighborhood, because it's just potential for traffic. Hang on, for a start, let me just well, I don't need to demolish it. I don't want there to be zoning on this road because it's supposed to be my arterial road. And again, what I would really like to do is have this loop back around this industrial. But that's not really an option yet, so there you go. I was meant to turn off zoning on that, but no big deal, I'll just get rid of it now. So then we have our collectors. Yeah, I've been paying attention. Which kind of, you know, run a little something like that. Which then lead to our actual local roads, which I'm going to kind of mimic the arterial with. It's like a heart, guys. It's like a human vascular system, you see. But you know, I'm just an actual real life city planner, so you know. That's how it feels watching videos on this stuff. They explain it all and it just works, and they're like, well, you know, I mean, I do this literally for a living in real life, so it's like, yeah, no shit, it works. No shit, it works when you do it. I think this is too big. So I don't want to go overboard making this all fully connected here. Something like that. It's a little bit scattered, but it's nice enough. Yeah, that's pretty ugly. Yeah, that's pretty ugly. So I'm going to start with some medium density mixed housing there, and let's say also along the collector here. And then we'll just bang in a load of low density on the local roads here and kind of see how that runs. And then yeah, the next thing is just going to be getting these tiles. How much is this actually going to cost if I wanted to just get around here? 200,000 and 63,000 a month. You know, that's actually pretty reasonable. I basically just want to be able to join this road back over to the kind of ring road. It may even be wiser to just simply join it onto the highway, but I think actually just putting a junction on Evergreen Street would be fine. There you go, here's garbage trucks taking 20 tons at a time from the landfill. Never mind. They actually just drove over there and then drove back without taking anything. Well, that's certainly an interesting thing to have done. Now, why would they do that? Here's another. Okay, I'm thinking maybe it needs to be active. Yep, it needs to be active to be emptied. Okay, well, now I know. Now I know. So the incineration plant was sending trucks there, and they were just doing nothing. They were just arriving and leaving. Oh my goodness, look at the move-in traffic. Well, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a roundabout there. That will definitely solve the problem. Parentheses, it will not. But it's okay, it's just move-in traffic, it's just move-in traffic. The road does not reach the vehicle entry or exit point. Well, that's... Hey game, that's on you. You make those decisions. Do better next time? Is it... Oh, Dina, don't... Please don't knock that against my chair. Thank you. Why is it building a building that doesn't have road access? Hold on, don't just rebuild the same thing. Please get rid of this, thank you. Can we try again? There we go. That'll do it. That was weird. Okay, that traffic did clear. Well, he's kind of still in the process of clearing. You know what we could do with here? A roundabout. I mean, roundabouts are a hell of a solution to a great many problems, to be fair. Waiting for a hearse. Man, they barely moved in and somebody's dead already. I'll just stick a cemetery here. Right on the way in. First thing you see. They're already served by a firehouse and presumably by police. Yeah, that's reasonably fine. It might take a while for the police to get there sometimes, but... well, you know, that ain't so bad. Now, I'm wondering whether or not I should connect this local road to this here like that. Oops, what did I just do? I accidentally put a roundabout at the end of the road there. I can't tell whether there's any good or bad reason to... anyway, there's any, you know, argument for or against connecting that in the middle there. Well, I don't want to have just like a hell junction there, do I? See, because this was supposed to just be... I think I need to get rid of this road because it's just being used to bypass this. So I think that that's bad. Like, I may want to do something like that at some point soon, but at present it's just it's doing nothing but providing a way for drivers to ignore this, what's supposed to be the kind of, you know, arterial for this neighborhood. Let's bang in some parking here as well, because otherwise just gonna end up with cars everywhere again. Actually, I'm gonna put a park here. Instead of a car park, I'm gonna put a human park. There we go. You love it. You love to see it. I do, of course, also want to continue my commitment to providing pedestrian and cycling infrastructure here. So it would probably pay to have this spur off and cut underneath the shallow rib pattern. What now? Oh, that's a key. Okay. Sorry. Right. If I just send this underneath the highway. Sorry, if I just send this underneath the highway, there we go. Wait, we want to go underneath this road as well. So we'll just go like squirrely underground. Yeah. It might have looked better to go over that road. In fact, yeah, I'm going to do that. Let me just go underground, get rid of that. So up we go, up and over, like so. I'm basically making a lovely wooded cycle path. See, this is the kind that I actually really enjoy in real life. So there you go. I'm being influenced by my actual real life. Some of this is a bit sparse right now. I'll paint some trees in and stuff to make it a bit less weird and foul. So if I go vegetation, pine trees, tree brush, rather massively decrease the size of this. I'm basically just wanting to kind of, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm aware that it's overlapping items. It's kind of supposed to. That is the goal. If this, like, kind of looks a little bit unnatural at first, I don't really mind. If it kind of looks very manufactured, like a load of trees have been deliberately planted around the cycleway, then, I mean, they have, let's say. It's going to sprinkle in multiple species, obviously. Something with a bit of color variation would probably be nice. So let's go ahead and bang some hickory in there as well. And then some wildflowers. well, just in the openish areas, I guess. On the kind of borderline between the trees and the open areas. Some smaller trees. You're right down there, Dina. Yeah, she's good. Obviously, with it being spring, these don't currently have any flowers, so they look a little bit lame, but that's okay, I guess. There you go. Something like that. Like I say, it looks a little bit like manufactured, but I kind of think like, yeah, it is. Maybe even put like a random rock or two. Just like, what the hell? Why is there a henge? But, you know, I know. There's a henge because I put it there. Okay, so, right, some people have moved in here now. I don't think it's made any hideous, god-awful traffic just yet. Where do these people work? Employer, Mattock and Winch. Okay, over in this industrial park. Okay, we're earning enough that I now feel comfortable grabbing these map tiles because I want to continue this road the way it was kind of originally intended to be, which is to go around this industrial area and I suppose rejoin the arterial there. I'm not sure that's necessarily smart, but that is how I'm going to do that. I'm also just going to take a moment to go ahead and strip all of the zoning off of these roads because I don't like it being there. It's not supposed to be, you know, you aren't really supposed to put things on these arterial roads. That's sort of the point. I made an exception for the bus depot, and I felt okay doing that. But only the bus depot. And then what I figure I can do here... oh, there you go, this is emptied. I was going to say once this is emptied, but here we are. I can turn that off, and then I can get rid of it, right? And then I can get rid of it, right? Can I get rid of it? No? Please? I'm assuming I don't need to kind of remove all this. Well, I can't, really. At what point can I get rid of you? It's empty, as far as I can tell. I can relocate it, so why can't I destroy it? Oh, it's because I'm in underground mode. It was as simple as that. There you go. No more landfill, for now. What I can do now is take this road and just bring it straight over there. The, like, ultimate obvious way to extend this industrial area out. I think I can actually give this access to more ore now. Yeah, substantially more ore. Because the landfill was set on a load of it. I'd hate to be the guy working at the... Oh, now we get the sick-ass giant drill as well. Anyway. Yeah, so that now kind of makes this through road here a collector. which does really mean I should change how some of this industrial area is zoned, because I don't really want to have a load of zoning straight off my collector here, because it's gonna make traffic where I don't want it. But I kind of feel like I can probably resolve that in a bit without too much trouble, so I'm just going to go ahead and connect that down there as well. I suppose I can just drag this down to the road without any real consequence as well. Dina, please stop clanging your chew against metallic objects. Don't you know I'm recording sleep aid here? Dina, that's not very ASMR. Quit. Good girl. I'm just convincing her to sleep on my foot right now. Well, she's not sleeping, she's chewing. You know what I mean. Anyway, right. I think I'm trying to figure out how exactly I want to treat the roads here in this new neighborhood. I'm not confident quite that I know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? You must know what I mean. It kind of feels like the answer cannot possibly just be a load of crescents. Although, I mean, that's kind of how we do it in a lot of the UK. So maybe the answer can just be a load of crescents. With nice bits of space in between for, well, land waste. You know? Good bit of land waste. Because my arterial just goes all the way around the outside. So this road across here is our collector. It just goes straight across the arterial. I think there should be another another collector leading out to here, just to give people another way out. And I'm going to preemptively roundabout some of these junctions, some of the ones that will be higher usage, or the ones that will see more traffic. Anyway, feed me see more traffic. We'll just do a couple of like double roundabout situations and we'll call it Milton Keynes. What exactly has happened there? Dare I ask? Why does it look like that? What's going on here? It's hideous. Okay, let's stop being silly here with these roads. What are you doing? There we go. That's better. Just in time for it to turn night, so we can't see any of it. What I don't want to happen, though, is when I start to zone some residential over here, I don't want traffic for it to come in here to access it. I want them to go around the outside like this. And I don't know if I can really force that. Like, what's the... Can I see the difference in road speeds here? Like, these 2-lane roads, do they have speed? Do they have speed limit signs? see this semi right now is going to here, and it's just cutting through here, because why wouldn't it? But like really I want it to go as far as possible around this arterial road and then cut in. But it has no incentive to do that. Well, I'll try and resolve that when it's daytime again, I suppose. Just checking, we are indeed still making money. I could pay that loan off now. I'm not going to, but I could. It's good to know that I could, you know? Oh, this is now making 10 megawatts of electricity because it's processing so much more. Well, that's good. I guess that's probably helping out a little bit. Getting 21,000 per month. I mean, oh no, there you go. There's exported electricity, 44,000. I mean, it's nice. It's a tidy little bonus considering how expensive the incinerators are. Incinerators. I don't know if anybody is using this bikeway. Oh well, somebody's actually walking along it. Man, the grunt was weird there, but okay. They're going home. They work at Treasure Trove Comics, which is all the way down here. Yeah. Oh my goodness, what a walk. Dina, please stop clanging that there. They walk home all the way across here. Oh, more power to you. Dina, quit that. Dina! No. Hopefully I find that in the recording so I can silence it. She has a particular kind of chew that she really, really likes. Which is, well, it's a dried out bull penis. There's no other way of saying it. It's a dried out bull penis. And she's never loved anything more than a dried out bull penis. But because they chew them down to little stumps, basically. And that can be dangerous. They can swallow the little stump whole, and they, well, inevitably they just throw it up because they're dogs and that's how they work. But as a result, you can buy a large plastic holder that you screw the bull penis into at the middle so that they can never actually detach a piece of the bull penis and swallow it whole. Yes, I am going to keep saying bull penis. They are somewhat euphemistically named pizzles, but it's a decapitated and dried up bull penis. But she has a habit of picking up the pizzle holder and just knocking it against things. She just, you know, kind of likes the noise it makes, I guess. And I suppose that's fine. Okay, dare I ask, why are people... Oh, because there's a parking fee for that. I didn't necessarily realize that these, by default, weren't free. Well, I mean, that one has a fee and is still full, so... Oh, okay. I was wondering why... why the road here was still full of cars despite a nearly empty parking lot being right there, but it's because it costs $10 to park there. Hey, we're up to 10,000 residents. Fancy that. I'm going to have to create a district for this place. So I could see it basically expanding to fill this whole circle here, so I'm going to do that. And it's Autumn Meadows. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'll let them have Autumn Meadows. I might be building it directly on top of some fertile land or something. It's just occurred to me. Oh no, that's over here. You know, actually, that could be really nice then. So if this is Autumn Meadows, then these are the meadows. So, yeah, I could just put a grain farm off of this. And then that's Autumn Meadows. Put a little gravel road down here, like this. Just have that follow the contours of the road. You should be able to just have it fill in a... Oh, whatever. Try not to think too much about the logic. And then I was going to do another one over this side, just a little ways down the road. This is nice. Yeah, I like this. As far as like a fun little thematic thing to have. The residential district of Autumn Meadows, just looking out over some farms. Dina, you gotta stop. If you want to be able to be in the room while I'm recording these videos, you gotta stop doing that. It's unacceptable noise. Oh, that's a tennis court. For some reason I assumed it was a basketball court. And also it appears to be full of homeless people. True to life. Okay, Dina. Good girl. You've got your soft bed for a reason. I suppose I never made a park maintenance depot. So that's probably part of the reason. So if I just go ahead and plop one of those down here, I'm assuming that will have a pretty far reach. Alright, we have a small amount of demand for some more offices at the moment, but I'm not going to rush to fulfill that necessarily. I want to at least fill out Autumn Meadows. The company name for this field, for this farm, rather, that farms cotton, I guess, or textiles, is Cheap and Random. Interesting. Also, I can't help but notice that this is called Blackthorn Lane. A couple of years ago, I lived on Blackthorn Close. There you go. Also, Blackthorn is a horrific plan. We need to do buses here. So I guess I would put a bus stop over here, just in front of the cemetery, and create a bus line that runs to Fairview and Cherry Brook, and then back home. So that is Autumn, Fairview, and then we'll want to do another one to Beach Acres, that is Beach Acres. Smack my Beach Acres up. Autumn, Beach. Very good. And now I have to do the usual, switching those to run way less buses. Autumn to Fairview, yes, way less buses. Oh, did I already do that one? No vehicles? Yes, fair enough. We may actually now need to do something about that. I can make the depot use electric buses, which would presumably just help with pollution at the cost of more upkeep. I mean, you know, yeah, I could do that. I don't feel enormously incentivized to, but it isn't that expensive. So I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and do that. And it will probably also make the buses look cooler. Maybe. I swear, if they still just look and sound like normal buses, then that is not okay. There are a lot of buses waiting at this station right now. Almost feels like I should have actually made a proper bus something or other here, but I don't know about that. I guess I'll wait and see whether or not that it actually makes electric buses at some point, because surely it's insane if they still just look and sound like normal buses. Oh, actually no, it's humming. Oh, it's also crashing. No, I guess that is... Yeah, there you go, that is an electric bus, isn't it? It hums instead of chugs. Well, I suppose so. This junction is being pretty rough right now. Not terrible, considering it's currently 5 o'clock. But it's not being perfect either. We've basically increased the amount of traffic going through it by making Autumn Meadows. And the more people I move in there, the worse that's going to get. So let's move some more people in. I'm going to continue to just do mostly low density in these crescents, partially because I think it looks cute. I mean, mainly because it looks cute. But not exclusively. And I haven't put any education over here yet. I guess I'll throw an elementary school in here. But I don't want to keep just having the problem of not having any uneducated workers. Because I mean we need them. So yeah. We've got a traffic jam. Oh yes, we most certainly do have a traffic jam. So this is a just a rush hour traffic jam basically, where I have these two three-way junctions meeting one another. They are being slowed by a lot of pedestrians and also just each other. So let's try and resolve a couple of those problems. So for a start, I'm going to make the pedestrians go another way. A way which I will provide, don't get me wrong. I'm not a monster. So I'm going to move this parking lot. To where exactly I haven't decided yet. Good question. I guess I'll pop it over there. The reason I'm doing that is so that I can give pedestrians a invalid shape for some reason. Okay, just so that I can give pedestrians a alternative. Is that Dina? You want to say hello? Yeah? Okay, Dina says I'm done working. Okay, Dina, cool it. Okay, Dina. I'm going to give the pedestrians a way around. Dina. I'm going to give the pedestrians a way around like this. That's a little weird looking. She's literally trying to get my hand off of my mouse right now. Okay, for some reason there is just going to be a barrier there, which seems a little strange. But they do appear to just be able to walk through that barrier, so it's not a huge deal. Right, yeah, so where are these people all actually going? Destination 38 Brightwater. So they're going into this new... Are they going there to shop, dare I ask? That would seem insane. There are a lot of people on this street right now heading over that way. So it was this street, this one here, yeah. There's a lot of cars on this road heading over there. 47 Briarfield is also very popular. What I wonder is, are these people coming here to shop, or do they live here? Because either way, it doesn't make much sense to me. I think that what I'm going to do to try and resolve this, though, and this may or may not resolve this, but I'm going to create a bus line between these two neighborhoods. And it's possible that I should have been doing this already, but I think having a bus line that just loops around between all three might be a really good idea. So this will be Autumn, Barlow, Evergreen. And we'll see what that can do for us. I'll just run it day and night, I guess, because I don't really know what this traffic actually is. They always just say transporting, and I'm like, yeah, no shit, but like, what? Are you going shopping? Are you going home? You know? Anyway. I mean, I'm assuming that when I'm looking at the traffic lines here... Okay, no, that's pedestrian and road. I was going to say, for a multi-purpose building like this, that's got commercial at the base of it, it would be nice to be able to see who's driving here for what purpose. Anyway. Hopefully this will help the situation. I know that, like, really the root cause is that this whole Barlow Field is just is put together wrong. It's fundamentally poorly structured. But I'm hoping I can just kind of band-aid fix it and then plan better in future, he says, having potentially just made a terrible neighborhood for traffic. But we'll see. Anyway, as I said, Dina is literally clawing at my arms, telling me to stop doing work right now, so I'm going to... it's because it's her walk time. And also feeding, possibly more importantly. So I'm going to leave that here, and hopefully this video isn't terrible, because there's that whole bit at the start where I didn't realize my microphone was muted. So we'll see. I'm still figuring this stuff out. Right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in 2 seconds when another video autoplays.